Good morning. The meeting of the Board of Regents of the Texas Tech University System is now called to order. We will begin with introductions and recognitions this morning. Chancellor Mitchell, President Hawkins, President Haney, President Skuvenek, President Lang, and President Rice Spearman, will you please present your introductions and recognitions? And Debbie Barrow will be standing in for President Haney today. So Debbie, welcome. It's nice to have you with us.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yes,
I'll begin. First of all, we have Christina Butler, not Christina Butts, Christina Butler. Would you stand up? Where's Christina? There she is. In January, Christina joined our team in the Chancellor's Office as the Executive Director of Communications and Media Relations, Scott Lacefield's position, where she leads the system's communications and media relations effort, serves as the point of contact for media, and coordinates with our university communications teams. Some of you might recognize Christina from her other roles within the system family. Most recently, she served as the Vice President for Marketing, Communications, and Membership at the Texas Tech Alumni Association, where she led strategy and oversaw media relations, advertising, social media, and digital communications. Before that, she held multiple communications roles in the Office of Communications and Marketing and the Office of the Vice President for Research and Innovation at Texas Tech University. Christina began her career more than 2 decades ago at KOBK, KMAC, here in Lubbock. She's also a 2-time graduate of Texas Tech University, earning her bachelor's degree in English and her master's degree in strategic communication and innovation. Her husband is also a TTU grad and currently a public school teacher at LISD's Talkington School for Young Women Leaders. They share 2 children, Amelia, who's a freshman at the University of North Texas, and Reed, a 4th grader at Parsons Elementary School. Christina, welcome to the family. Next, I would like to recognize Regent Pat Gordon. I won't make you stand up, Pat, but wave your hand. Regent Gordon joined our board in 2021 and currently serves as the Vice Chair of the Academic, Clinical, and Student Affairs Committee, as well as the Vice Chair of the Audit Committee and Chair of the Rules Committee. Regent Gordon also serves as President of Gordon Davis Johnson and Shane PC in El Paso, where he practices business, corporate, and tax law. He and his wife Laura are incredibly involved in their El Paso community and have also been avid supporters of the Texas Tech University system as well as its institutions. Regent Gordon is a 2-time Texas Tech graduate. He earned his master's degree in business administration from the Rawls College of Business. He also earned his JD from the School of Law. And something that I found out at an event they had for him the other night was that there was no JD MBA program. He got in the law school and then on his own enrolled in the MBA program and didn't tell anybody because he was afraid they'd tell him he couldn't do it. So he and his wife Laura, also a TTU law grad, established the Pat and Laura Gordon Endowed Scholarship to support future generations of law students as they pursue their degrees. Last week, the law school recognized Regent Gordon as a distinguished alumni for his significant contributions to the bench, bar, and community. The award recognizes those whose accomplishments and careers have brought credit to the law school and to the legal profession as a whole. President Skuvenek, would you like to add a few words?
Thank you, Chancellor Mitchell. Regent Gordon, let me say that on behalf of all Red Raiders, the pride we take in your accomplishments. This award not only elevates the stature of the School of Law, but all of Texas Tech. I think all of us have witnessed and benefited from the thoughtful and measured perspective you've brought to this board. And I have no doubt countless clients have that same appreciation that you've provided to them throughout your whole career. Thank you for all you do. We're very proud of you. Congratulations.
We can't get off of this until you tell people a little bit about your office and the paraphernalia you have at your office. All the baseball and sports stuff, the memorabilia.
Oh, we have a few. Well, first of all, like I said, I thank you for this recognizing. And one of the things I got in addition to the 2 degrees was I met my wife. That's her in the picture. I met her in law school my 3rd year in a bankruptcy law class. So not only did I get a law degree, an MBA, I got a wife. So, and we've been married 40 years, so that's been really good. One of the things I said Saturday, and I really mean this, was my speech was how blessed I am to be part of the Texas Tech University system and the Texas Tech University and this whole law school, and this whole family that I call Texas Tech. And it's truly an honor to serve as a regent, to forward this institution for future generations so they have great education and opportunities. And thank you guys for everything you do.
Thank you, Regent Gordon. Finally, Mr. Chairman, on Saturday, we lost a beloved and respected member of the Texas Tech University system family, Mr. Pat Hickman, J. Pat Hickman. Pat was well known as the chairman, president, and CEO of Happy State Bank, which he helped grow to the 19th largest bank in Texas. But his life was about much more than just banking. Originally from Canyon, Pat was an active member of his community and an avid philanthropist for a number of causes in the region. For his efforts, he was named Canyon Citizen of the Year in 2008 and was inducted into the Canyon High School Hall of Fame in 2006. In 2019, the Independent Bankers Association of Texas recognized him on its wall of heroes and legends. In 2024, he returned to Texas Tech University and completed the degree that he had started more than 50 years before. Around that same time, he also received the Distinguished Alumni Award by the Jerry Rawls College of Business Administration. In the years between, he was a tremendous supporter of the Texas Tech University system, championing and supporting initiatives that would improve countless lives through his personal giving, as well as his service on the Texas Tech Foundation Board of Directors. He was resilient and a leader, a mentor, and a friend. He was someone who truly cared about the people around him, and I know that we will all miss him dearly. So President Skuvanek, President Rice Spearman, and Regent Campbell, if you guys would say a few words about him. Who wants to start?
Yeah, I'd love to. I grew up in Canyon and graduated with Pat's oldest son, Brad, and knew him very well. And I could say anybody who knew Pat could appreciate the fact that he was quite a character, you know. But he was a great example and someone, especially after I attended his memorial service, of, you know, how you want people to talk about you at a thing like that. You know, a great example of how, you know, what it means to be a father, you know, the right way to be a businessman, a community leader, and just overall a good Christian man. And had a ton of respect for him. He would be very much missed. And, you know, I tremendously appreciate the impact he had on my life and, you know, the leadership that he's provided to Canyon and then into the Texas Tech community as well.
When Pat retired, he came to me and said he wanted to get his degree. And I said, we'll give you an honorary degree. He said, I want to earn it like all the other students. He needed more hours than he really realized, but he did it. And visiting with him during the course of his time as a student was really a blessing and inspirational. You all know that Pat was a man of very deep faith, extraordinary kindness, and he demonstrated that throughout his life, especially the latter part of his life. One time he told me that he said, I've spent my whole life telling my employees that life is 10% of what happens to you and 90% as to how you react. And he said, God has given me a chance to show that to them, and that's what he did.
For the Health Sciences Center, Pat was a dear and loving friend and an example to us of the ripple effect. Pat and his wife have been longtime supporters of our Laura W. Bush Institute, which originated in Amarillo, Texas. And as of a few months ago, that institute has touched over 10 million lives. And so we are so grateful for the love and the support of Pat. When you meet with Pat, he would clap his hands together and he'd say, okay, what are we going to do next? What do you need? And we're so grateful for that heart, that generous heart that he shared with the Health Sciences Center. He will be deeply remembered.
That concludes my recognition, Mr. Chairman.
President Hawkins, please.
Mr. Chairman and Regents, my first recognition is not on any one person, but on ASU students, faculty, and staff overall. Angelo State University was honored. I don't know if I'm supposed to click it. Okay. Let's go backwards here. There we go. Angelo State University was honored with the Special Merit Award from the San Angelo Chamber of Commerce during their annual awards banquet last month. This award recognized ASU's outstanding contributions to the San Angelo community. Through collaboration, innovation, and shared vision, Angelo State has played a pivotal role in driving initiatives that enhance economic development, support local businesses, and strengthen the fabric of the San Angelo community. Additionally, the Concho Valley Council of Government Board of Directors recently presented ASU with the Friend of Regionalism Award in recognition of our outstanding collaboration on the commercial aviation education program. This award highlights the university's commitment to regional development and its significant contributions to enhancing the Concho Valley's economic landscape. We believe these recognitions will further encourage partnerships that benefit our community and exemplify each of our core values. Noted in the picture from left to right is the CEO of San Angelo Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Steve Alenuis, Dr. Andy Tiger, Dean of the North Vincent College of Business, who received the Chamber Award, and Mr. Chris Ebbett, outgoing president of the San Angelo Chamber of Commerce. Not pictured is the incoming president, Angelo State's own Dr. Flor Leos, a proud member of the Angelo State Ram family. We are proud to be recognized for the economic and community service impact to San Angelo and the surrounding region. It is with great sadness that I share the passing of David L. Hirschfeld. David was a titan of industry, a tremendous philanthropist, and a true friend to the ASU Ram family. After attending San Angelo College in the 1950s, David graduated from Texas Tech University with his civil engineering degree and then served in the United States Army before joining the family business, Hirschfeld Steel. He became president in 1963 and proceeded to build the small San Angelo Welding Company into one of the largest structural steel fabricators in the nation. The iconic construction projects Hirschfeld Steel contributed to include Minute Maid Park, home of the Houston Astros, the Louis Armstrong International Airport in New Orleans, and the Tappan Zee Bridge in New York, among many others. David's business success also allowed him to display his philanthropic nature and dedication to his community. He and his wife Judith supported countless local and regional nonprofit agencies, business initiatives, and community service projects. In 2016, they established a $1 million endowment to benefit Angelo State's fledgling engineering program, which was renamed the David L. Hirschfeld Department of Engineering in his honor. He was also named an ASU Distinguished Alumnus and a Texas Tech Distinguished Engineer, and was recently inducted into the Texas University System's Spur Society for his philanthropic support. David Hirschfeld leaves behind a lasting legacy of business leadership and community impact, as well as an inspiring example for future generations. On behalf of the Angelo State leadership, faculty, and staff, we extend our deepest sympathy and support to his family and friends during this difficult time. Thank you.
Thank you, President Hawkins. Debbie?
Good morning. I'm pleased to be here to represent Dr. Haney, who is traveling with our men's basketball team, who've qualified for the conference championship and play at noon today in Frisco. Before I make my introductions, we also want to mention that we have an exhibit in the system hallways. It's from our Wichita Falls Museum of Art at MSU permanent collection. It's called Wichita Falls in Watercolor, so I hope you'll take an opportunity to look at it. This morning, I'm pleased to introduce two individuals who've assumed vice president roles at MSU since the last board meeting. First, I'd like to introduce Chris Stovall, right here behind me, who was named VP for Administration and Finance on December 1st. With nearly 2 decades of experience in higher education, Chris began his tenure at MSU as an accountant. He served as controller and was named assistant vice president and controller in June 22. Chris holds a BBA in finance, a BBA in accounting, and an MBA from Midwestern State University. As a certified public accountant, he has a robust background in accounting and finance. During President Haney's first year as president, Chris played a pivotal role in our efforts to right-size our budget. His leadership, dedication, and skill set quickly elevated him to the top of the candidate pool during a national search for his position. We are confident he will continue to make significant contributions to our institution and to the system. Chris, we are so glad to have you. Next, I'm pleased to introduce Mr. Jeff Sperry, who joined MSU as VP for University Advancement on February 1st. Jeff came to us with 28 years of experience in fundraising and alumni relations, most recently serving as Associate Vice President for University Advancement at Lamar University in Beaumont since 2017. He holds the AB from the College of William & Mary, and a master's from Vanderbilt University, and a JD from Washington University in St. Louis. So we hired another lawyer, too, to help us. Jeff brings a wealth of experience and a track record of success and a deep commitment to the transformative power of education. His active involvement in the communities he served has been instrumental in fostering meaningful partnerships. Jeff has hit the ground running. We see him everywhere in Wichita Falls in his first month, and he was making visits here in Lubbock with some of our alums. We are delighted to have him on our team. Jeff, welcome. Chairman, that concludes my introduction.
Thank you, Debbie. President Skuvenek, please.
I'd like to begin by introducing the Texas Tech women's rugby team. We have Caitlin and Kaylee sitting over here, and Coach Quinnen, but the entire team is at the back of the room. Would you all please stand? In the fall of 23, Coach Quinnen brought these young ladies by after they had placed third in the Lone Star Conference. I was so impressed by the culture of this team, and it starts with Coach Quinnen. And then this year, they come back again, and they were in first place. And I thought they deserve to be recognized. They have the same amount of dedication and passion for their sport as any varsity club. And they do this as a club sport. Only one girl on that team had ever played rugby in high school, but they come here, they excel. Leah Lockman is not here today, but she was a leader on that team, and she graduated in December, and she was invited to try out for the U.S. national team. But all of these girls are champions, and we're very proud of them.
President Skuvenek, before you continue, may I say another word about the coach, please? On a special note, Anish serves as the Assistant Director of the Alderson Griffin Center for Family Business at the Rawls School of Business, and he is doing a fantastic job in creating and molding and developing that center for family business and for students to have engagement in that regard. So I know he's doing this in his off hours, but he's doing a fantastic job on the academic side too, and I wanted to share that with you. Also, Anish, thank you. I visited with the rugby team a little bit before the meeting, and I determined that their willingness to engage in this delicate sport obviously is a manifestation of having older brothers. I've decided, okay. You bring us honor and thank you and distinction for being here today. We honor you and we thank you for your representation of this university. Thank you.
Next, I'd like to introduce Mary Booker. Mary Booker is the Director of Financial Aid, had been here for probably less than a year. She's done a fantastic job. She oversees the distribution of more than $200 million in scholarships that we make every year. It goes to about 75% of our student body. On average, they receive about $4,000. It's a massive task. It is so important in our recruitment of students. Mary comes to us with a very impressive background in higher ed financial aid. She held this role at the University of Delaware, the University of San Francisco, Pomona College, Dartmouth College, and Oberlin. And Jamie Hansard, who's our Vice President of Enrollment and Management, has told me on so many occasions how grateful she is for the job and the leadership that Mary is now providing to us. Thank you, Mary. And finally, I'd like to introduce Blake Porter. Now, Blake is a name you may not have known about until a couple of weeks ago, but you should have, because this is what's most impressive about this young man. He will graduate this spring with a 4.0 in finance, and he will have done that in 3 years. That's why we invited him here today. But he had a life-changing experience during a Texas Tech game against Houston. He was waiting in line to enter the game, and he was selected to attempt a full-court putt, 94 feet, and he made it. And as he danced around the court and did a bump with Patrick, I thought, this guy is an athlete. And we have a video we'd like to show of that night. And then also, he went on to today's show. And what a fabulous job he did in representing this university.
You know, putting on a basketball court, it's not so easy. It goes past Bobby. But hang on, fluorescent golf ball, and it's in. The place goes bananas, and what do? You go and celebrate with Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, that's good speed. Wow. Oh, that's solid, everybody. That is solid. That is solid. Come on, go.
Come on.
That's pretty good, too.
Come on.
Got to just stay there. Stay there. Now go.
What's up, Blake? What an awesome moment it was the other night. I was so excited just to be a small part of it. And I know you think you know what you won, but what you don't know is that Texas Tech Athletics is going to be paying your tuition next fall.
Whoa!
And on top of that, Adidas and I are going to make you an honorary member of Team Mahomes. So we'll be sending a nice care package your way to support your golf game. Congrats again, and enjoy your time on the Today Show.
I think it was Regent Culp that suggested he'd be able to demonstrate his skills. So he's going to stand up here, and you'll be allowed to ask him any question about finance.
No pressure.
Yeah, so just so y'all know, I'm not a good golfer, so don't expect too much from this. I'm going to do my absolute best. So quiet.
I wouldn't even hit the screen, probably.
Thank you, Blake. Thank you very much. And, Mr. Chairman, that concludes my introduction.
Mr. Chairman, if I could add just a few
Please.
comments. As most of you know, if you've watched Tech basketball, and certainly the night that we played Houston, Blake has been an outstanding ambassador for Texas Tech. He's mentioned Texas Tech. He's worn Texas Tech. Of course, it helps when you're wearing Patrick Mahomes gear on the Today Show. That's great advertising, but he's been a tremendous ambassador. But Blake, what I want you to know, and you probably know this, one of our regents, Regent Womble, gave his tickets up to to Patrick Mahomes that day. Those were Regent Womble's seats that he kindly gave up to Patrick and his wife and the couple that was sitting with him. So you should have been chest pumping Dustin Womble. And if you want to, we can do that right now.
I'd be wearing one of Ted's turtle, shells.
But Blake, thank you and your family. I had a chance to visit with the family beforehand, and great West Texas people, great Red Raiders, mom and dad, and we're excited for you and your future. And I told him next stop for him is probably Hollywood Boulevard or Broadway, one of the two. He's been phenomenal. So thanks for being here today.
Anything else, Lawrence?
No, sir.
You're going to end on a high note. Okay, President Lang, top that. Here we go.
I won't, but I'm saving mine for next time, so I'm warning you now. Be ready.
Okay. Dr. Spearman.
I'm honored to recognize two outstanding faculty members today whose dedication and service have impacted Texas Tech University Health Sciences Center and healthcare throughout this region. The Board of Regents conferred the title of Professor Emeritus yesterday to Dr. Robert J. Salem and Dr. Janet L. Miller. Thank you for recognizing their service of these faculty members. Thank you. There we go. Dr. Robert Salem has been instrumental in shaping the HSC's School of Medicine since its inception. He advocated for its creation, served on the hiring committee that selected the first dean, and has worked with all 8 deans over the university's almost 56-year history. Dr. Salem was the founding chair of the Department of Surgery in 1972. In 1982, Dr. Salem began serving as the co-chair of the HSC Covenant Graduate Medical Education Committee. In 2015, he was appointed vice dean for the Covenant Branch campus, where he has trained 3rd and 4th year medical students. But what's very exciting and notable about Dr. Salem is his indelible mark on access to health care in this region. 2 years before he joined the HSC, he assisted Dr. Donald Bricker in 1970 on the first open heart surgery in Lubbock, Texas. Dr. Salem later served as medical director of what was then Methodist Hospital. I'm honored to say, which remains a valued community partner. In the 1970s, he and 3 colleagues formed the world-class physicians group, SWAT Surgical Associates. Dr. Salem retired in December of 2024, and we thank him for his loyalty and his service to our great university. We also have Dr. Janet Miller. She is also recognized for her remarkable contributions to pediatric surgery, medical education, and research, which has given her the title of Distinguished Professor. Dr. Miller served in the Department of Pediatrics in Amarillo for 13 years before retiring in September 2022. She was a leader in advancing pediatric surgical care throughout her tenure and earned numerous accolades for her clinical excellence, teaching, and mentorship. She was one of the first pediatric surgeons in the Amarillo area. She was inducted into the HSC Teaching Academy in 2013, the National Medical Honor Society Alpha Omega Alpha in 2018, and received the Dean's Clinical Teaching Award for Pediatrics in 2011. In her academic and administrative work, Dr. Miller has contributed to numerous research projects ranging from studies in ECMO and respiratory failure to safety-tolerant studies in pediatric abdominal infections. Her research has significantly impacted clinical practices in pediatric surgery, further establishing her as a respected thought leader in the field. She has published 30 articles, more than 25 abstracts and case reports, and 11 book chapters, contributions that have significantly advanced clinical practices in pediatric surgery. She also holds the prestigious membership in Sigma Chi, one of the oldest and largest scientific research honor societies in science and engineering worldwide. We are grateful for her impact and, again, her loyalty and dedication to HSC and the healthcare community in Amarillo. Thank you, sir.
Chairman, can I add something about Dr. Salem? He was my campus dean, and I just want to say a very quick story. Dr. Salem actually treated Dwight D. Eisenhower in the 1950s whenever he had his heart attack as president. So that's how long and integral Dr. Salem has been to U.S. history. So anyways.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Jad. And thank all of you for your introductions and recognitions. The board will continue in open session and meet as a committee of the whole and meeting of the board. To start, is there a motion to approve the minutes of the board meeting held on November 14th, 15th of 2024?
So moved.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed, same sign. The motion passes. We will now consider items as a committee of the whole, and I would ask Vice Chairman Carrick Davis to preside over the committee of the whole.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The item is consideration of the consent agenda, items A through R as listed on pages 1 through 50 of the agenda book, and the information agenda as listed on pages 51 through 58. Is there any discussion of the items in either the consent or information agendas?
Madam Chair, made the record show that I have a conflict and will abstain from discussing and voting on item J of the consent agenda.
Thank you, Regent Cash. As a reminder, if there is an item that you would like discussed in further detail or voted on separately from the consent agenda, you may request that the item be moved to the committee of the whole. Okay, hearing no discussion, Mr. Chairman, I move that the board approve the consent agenda and acknowledge its review of the information agenda.
Thank you. You've heard the motion. Is there a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Same sign. The motion passes. Please continue.
Mr. Chairman, this concludes the items to be considered by the committee of the whole at this time.
Thank you, Regent Carrick Davis. Kano, please present the schedule of upcoming board meetings, please.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. The schedule of the remaining 2025 meetings are listed in your board agenda book, but for the record, the next meeting, regular scheduled meeting, is set for May 8th through 9th here in Lubbock, followed by the August meeting, August 14th through 15th, once again in Lubbock, and then wrapping up the year with the November 13th through 14th meeting. The dates for the 2026 board meetings, we're anticipating approving those at the May board meeting, and so Regents will be consulted with prior to finalizing that schedule. And just as a reminder, pending the governor's appointment of future regents, we will likely need to do a special called board meeting, and regents will be polled under availability for that if that is in fact the case. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Any questions for Kano? Hearing none, then we will now hear from our student government presidents. Cam Weezy, ASU SGA president, would you please present your report?
Hello, everybody. My name is Cam Weezy. I currently serve as a student body president at Angelo State University. Unfortunately, this is my last presentation to you all as our student body president, and I will touch more on that in my presentation today. So the first thing that I would like to talk to you all about is our Christmas tree lighting, which is our largest fundraising opportunity for our Ram Fam Student Scholarship. This occurred on Giving Tuesday for our Ram Family Scholarship. We had $5,709 raised from 153 gifts ranging from faculty, staff, alumni, as well as local friends in the ASU community. $5,000 was matched from the President's Circle, and then $2,500 was also donated from President Hawkins and his wife, Maria.
It was not donated.
The total endowment is now over $82,000. To give more context to this, the first campaign began in 2016 and raised $1,616.73, and then the President's Circle added another $500. So as you can see, we have come a long way from our student initiative back in 2016. For our SGA internal activities for the spring of 2025, we actually had our student resource drive, which was our campus blood donation on February 13th. We were able to raise over 21 units of blood, so we were able to save over 63 lives based off of this donation. Actually, upcoming next Thursday is our campus night walk, in which our SGA walks across campus, noting areas of either dim lighting or areas that could be potentially at risk for students. And then upcoming next month is our spring elections for the president and vice president of the 97th session, and to which our next president will be able to present to you guys in May, and I will be able to work with them on presenting to you all next month, or in May, excuse me. And then for our external activities of 2025, we actually had our joint congress with the other members of the TTU system. Student Regent Zaytoni, would you like to add on to this?
Yes, thank you very much. I'd like to thank first Amanda Daly and Chancellor Mitchell. They took time out of their Saturday, first of all, but their very busy schedules to speak with us in the morning during joint congress, and all the students were really enjoyed speaking with y'all and appreciate it. So on behalf of them, thank you. Thank you to the SGA presidents for helping me organize it. It was great. We did it over Zoom, and really the point of our joint congress this year was to brainstorm ideas that we as a collective student government could go back to our own individual universities and pass legislation on. And what we really focused on this year was system interconnectivity. So I would say that two main big idea takeaways that we had during joint congress was increasing mentorship among the different institutions, because as we know, each of our institutions has incredible strengths that other students can utilize, and increasing research exchange among that, because again, our research is strong across the system, but each university has its own individual strengths. So anyways, thank you, Cam.
Thank you, Jed. Up next is also our partnership with the Alumni and Development Office at Angelo State. Members of our executive team will be emceeing our scholarship dinner, which will happen on April 1st. And then up next is our RAMIs, which is our Student Organization Award Show hosted by our Student Government Association. And then RamFam scholarships will also be awarded to students from the Endowment Fund at our RAMIs Award Show. And then before I yield the floor for questions about my presentation, I would like to give a huge thank you for the board for being there with me along for my collegiate as well as professional journey. Just wanted to say thank you for your continued efforts for the betterment of the TTU system and for consistently recognizing the members of each institution when you have the chance. Thank you. And then I would also like to give a huge thank you to President Hawkins as well as Ashley Warren for kind of choking up a little bit, for continuing to provide me with guidance and resources, and just thank you for being such great role models throughout my presidential journey. Are there any questions? Thank you.
Cam, thank you very much. Next, we'll hear from Vincent Peter, MSU SGA President. Vincent, welcome.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Okay, so again, MSU tries to promote with its community. That is one of our visions, that we have to always engage with the community, and SGA envisions that vision. So back in December, we had the MSU Burns Fantasy of Lights. What that is, we set up a Christmas wonderland on the lawn of MSU for everyone in the community to come out and see all the wonderful displays. This was the 51st year, and this year, SGA had one of the nights where we stood out there with boots, and you could see the second picture where we're just collecting donations to maintain and fund all the displays. And then we also attended a prospective victory retreat in San Diego, California, where myself and the executive team got to meet other SGA representatives from across the nation and just bounce off ideas with each other. They spoke about Joint Senate. I want to thank Jad for thanking everybody, but he forgot to thank Chancellor Mitchell's dogs, because they made an appearance in our talk. You know, you got to give them the praise. But we also had, and thank you for that, we also had our organization fair where, again, we're just trying to connect our students with the different organizations we have on campus. We have over 60 organizations. And then for those who, by any chance, don't find anything that they're interested in, making sure that we're promoting that, hey, you can start your own organization, and SGA is there to support you and start those organizations that you think that our school needs. We had Take Back the Night. Take Back the Night was in collaboration with the Resident Hall Association and our Title IX office. What this is an event dedicated to ending sexual assault and violence. We invite members from the community to come out, where we have booths available with information, and we did a candlelight visual for those. Then we had Safe Spring Break for the wonderful students of MSU. Spring Break starts right after this meeting. So next week is our spring break. So our Safe Spring Break is just promoting that students be safe wherever they go for spring break. SGA did SGA mocktails right there in our third picture. And then we had Nightcaps, right, that's the word, I'm sorry. Nightcaps, so again, we handed out keychain nightcaps so everybody could have those on their keys, so wherever you are, whatever you're doing during spring break, you have those nightcaps so you don't leave your drink unattended, and anybody can slip anything. And for the longer hair people, we did have one that was hidden in a scrunchie, so that's right there. So you had a wonderful scrunchie, you could use it as your hair, and inside of it had a nightcap hidden that you could pull out and put over your cup wherever you go. So again, styling and having fun and being safe. We then had our intramural basketball. So what that is, it's where our coach, Cody Ford, gathers a bunch of random students who are interested in playing intramural basketball, and then we compete against our local Shepherd Air Force Base. And now y'all can imagine how that goes. It's just students versus people who are pilots, you know? So you can imagine how that goes, but I'm happy to say for the first time in 3 years, we did win. Yeah, so this was our first win at that event, and it's really great if it's something you want to come out to. You can always see President Haney, and she's not here today to support our basketball team. Even there, the pilots are on one side, they're all stumping in cohesion to support their team, and then President Haney's walking down the side of the court just shouting, "Let's go Mustangs, come on!" Getting everybody hyped up, but it is really, really great event. Sorry. And then looking ahead, we have our SGA elections. So again, the new people, hopefully, or maybe I might win again, who knows. And then our SGA junior program is where we invite leaders from our local elementary schools to come out to the university and hang out with SGA for a day. And then we continue to provide financial support to all our organizations so they can put on their events. And then Mavericks Day of Service, where everybody comes together and we go out, spread out throughout the community to different areas. The food bank, we'll go to the stables and different areas and just give back to the community for community service. And thank you so much. If anybody have any questions?
Vincent, I know the nightcap is to prohibit something being dropped in.
Yes.
Does it work the other way on spring break where it prohibits you from drinking?
Well, you know, as you said, we made sure the mocktails were all safe. We had them on display, and I will tell you, they went very quickly. They went very, very quickly.
I would just like to add that at a time where student engagement is more difficult, it is very clear that our SGAs stand above the rest, and that's due to the work of these great folks. Vincent, Cam, Abby, Jesse, you guys are wonderful, and I just want to say thank you all for that. So,
All right. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you, Vincent. Next, we'll hear from Abby Vega, TTU SGA President. Abby, welcome.
Thank you, Chairman Griffin and members of the board. Thank you for allowing me to speak today and give some updates about Texas Tech Student Government Association. So just to begin, wanted to make some introductions. So we have, joining us today, we have Carter Arrett, the External Vice President, Diego Alessio, our Internal Vice President, Michael Starnes, our new Graduate Vice President, was unable to be with us here today, and we also have my Chief of Staff, Reagan Sanders. So just to kind of start off, we have SGA Big 12 on the Hill. So that was held about 2 weeks ago, and so we were able to travel to D.C. and advocate for specific topics alongside other Big 12 institutions. So this conference was hosted by Texas Christian University this year and was definitely very involving. It was great to be able to speak with other student government associations throughout the Big 12 and be able to find these like-minded initiatives that we could advocate for. So our two topics this year were college affordability and pathways to employment. So in these pictures to the right, you can see that we were able to speak with Congressman Moran as well as Judge Carter, and so they were both very open to the idea, and of course were very engaging and are obviously fans of Texas Tech, so that was always a great topic to speak about as well. We also had Take a Kid to the Game, which was this last weekend on Saturday, so March 1st, and we were able to host approximately 2,000 elementary-age students to give them t-shirts, food, drinks, and a ticket to watch one of their first T2 basketball games. So hosting this alongside Texas Tech Athletics was definitely very rewarding, and being able to see this come to fruition was definitely very exciting. As the other presidents have also spoken about, we have Texas Tech SGA, or Texas Tech System SGA Joint Congress, and so this was a virtual meeting. A lot of the individuals that are in this picture were able to join this meeting and, of course, speak about issues that we may experience throughout our whole entire system. And so finding these collaborative initiatives and, of course, working to pass those through our own student governments to propose to you at hopefully this next meeting. Some of our ongoing initiatives, we have our utility box initiative that will hopefully be wrapping up at the end of this semester. So working with the city as well as administration, we've been able to brainstorm ways that we can allow this initiative to come to fruition. We have our safety week, so we'll be having a safety walk, partnering with the Texas Tech Police Department as well as other departments on campus. And so this will be week-long. We'll have events every single day, and of course are able to engage students and inform them of different safety measures that they can take and different resources that we have across campus for them. We have Tech Lubbock Community Day, which is something that was initially started this last year to engage our students within community service. And so with that, we'll be able to provide them with several different opportunities to engage within community service, all on a set date. So we're hoping to be able to top the amount of hours that were completed this last year, so we're looking forward to that, and of course we'll be working on that alongside my external vice president. We have the Eyes on the Horizon Graduate Walk, so we'll be having this the day before graduation, and so with that, our students are able to walk across campus right before they're able to graduate alongside other alumni and potentially their parents. So this is definitely something that we're wanting to continue for years to come and will likely become a tradition based off of past years and, of course, presenting that to the future administration as well. We have our student organization funding allocation. So our Budget and Finance Committee within our Student Senate was able to meet with different organizations across campus in order to allocate fundings based off of their needs, what they've used in the past, and, of course, other different factors as well. So we were able to complete that, and we'll be proposing that these allocations to our Student Senate within the next meeting. And then we have our open educational resources. So this has been something that we've been pushing throughout the year, and we'll be awarding specific professors who have been able to utilize these resources at our banquet coming up in a couple of weeks. But with that, similarly to Cam, this is my last presentation, so I would like to thank all the members of the board as well as everyone in this room today. We've definitely had an amazing experience being these executives and wouldn't be able to attend this amazing university without each of you. And so we would like to thank you for all the hard work that everyone has put in. But with that, does anyone have any questions? Perfect. Thank
Abby,
you so
you've got
much.
a big gala coming up, don't you?
Yes, no, we're very excited. So it's our 100th year of SGA, and so we're very excited to be able to host alumni as well as administration and others that are in SGA or that will be elected into SGA for this next year. So we're definitely starting to plan that and are very excited to be
You're
able to
going to get all those students in black ties, huh?
Exactly.
Bring a few of those cup covers with you.
Oh, yes, most definitely. Well, thank you so much.
Abby, thank you. Thank you for your good work. Next, we'll hear from Jesse Burnett, President of the Texas Tech University Health Sciences Center Student Government Association. Jesse, welcome.
Thank you, Chairman Griffin. All right, get up here. Always a pleasure to be back again. This is my last presentation of my presidency, so I just want to say thank you to everybody here, Dr. Leroy Spearman, Dr. D'Agostino. Y'all are just absolutely the best. I love this institution, so thank you.
Are we running you guys all off? Is that
Hey,
is there something that we've done? Or?
My 4th year rotation schedule just came out, so if you'd like to fight with that, but it's pretty packed. So we did have our 2nd annual Find Your Soulmate shoe drive. Very successful. These are gently worn or new shoes donated to Souls for Souls. And then we also had we started this year, Valentine's Day card drive. We had about 80+ handwritten cards delivered to a senior center here in Lubbock. Not just those here local, we had a lot that were mailed in from our students on other campuses or distance learners. Currently open right now, we are having our virtual 5K fundraiser supporting the SGA Double T Scholarship. It's only $20 for a shirt if you'd like to sign up and support our students. And there's also a prize for who has the best photo at the end of the race. And you can walk it too, you don't have to run. All right, and then also happy to announce that we did award about 107 students with $93,000 in scholarships recently, just awarded in recognition of school activities, community service, employment, and research. And then just talking about some recent legislation, I want to congratulate Dr. Bergeson for the 2025 Chancellor's Council Distinguished Teaching Award. We also had a piece written by our senators pushing for a multilanguage healthcare resource initiative, and then highlighting the different types of languages we might see in West Texas, but also across all of our campuses to enhance healthcare education and patient care. And then we are working on our joint Congress pieces and several other miscellaneous things. We only have about 2 more meetings for legislation, and then we'll wrap it up for elections for next year. And then upcoming, we have some medication clean-out dates for Lubbock, Abilene, and Amarillo. As a pharmacy student, I must say they're quite fun and very good about educating the community for how to safely dispose of medications.
Hang on, talk about that for just a second. How much do you typically get when you have one of these things?
I don't know about the exact pounds, but I have to say, especially it's not really in Dallas, because I'm located in Dallas, so I've been to one before. But at one of these 3 campuses, I would probably say, I know it's probably over 20 pounds of pills that we collect.
So over the history of this program, y'all have collected over 80,000 pounds of medication.
It's a lot. We get a lot from the community. Yeah. All right, and then lastly, coming up for SGA, we are, our Outstanding Faculty of the Year ballot is now open. I believe it closes today, but for students recognizing faculty. And then we are having our spring banquet later next month where we award faculty, give out Senate awards, recognize those who are graduating, and then installing our new executive officers. And then currently our finance committee is now going over the student org budget for the next academic year, which is a big undertaking, so I just want to thank them. And then again, I want to highlight all of my other executive officers. I quite literally couldn't have done it without them. Erica, Jenna, and Jacob. If you are watching, thank you so much. And I know we'll finish out the year strong. But yeah, does anybody have any questions? No? Okay.
Thank you, Jesse. Chase Green, who is president of the Texas Tech University Health Science Center in El Paso, was unable to attend today's meeting, so these complete the reports, and thank you all. And just a word for Jad and you guys and gals, the level of engagement is impressive. and inspiring, quite frankly. Every one of you guys have got things going on in your life. You're busy, but this is an important priority, obviously, to you, and the initiatives that y'all are engaged in and the way that you handle those and you complete those tasks is inspiring and inspiration to all of us. I thank you for your service beyond your studies, and Jad, for your level of engagement. I would place this in any of the systems that we are in peer review of. It probably does, it pales in comparison probably to the way that we are engaged. And Jad's our representative. He is our eyes and ears, and I can tell you that your interests are very, very, very well represented on this board. So thank you, and good luck to you as you move on to the next chapter in your lives. Thank you. Regent Carrick Davis.
Hey, if you look up on the screen, we have a picture of a group of students from Midwestern. And those individuals won a pretty prestigious award from NASA. There is something called the NASA Suits Challenge, or NASA Spacesuit User Interface Technologies for Students. That's the name of the program. And every year NASA selects 10 and only 10 universities to participate. And MSU is one of those selected for this year. So they have been working very diligently on a user interface that will help NASA in its mission back to the moon. And I've been secretly helping them because they say it's just a, it's just a friendly competition, but there are no friendly competitions. We're going to win. And so they're going to come to NASA in May and demonstrate some of their technologies, and I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure they come out as the ones that are selected as the winner. But I just wanted to congratulate this group of students. They've been working really hard on this, and it's really a big honor for them.
I'm cautiously optimistic that team will do well or be injured trying. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Ginger. Okay, the board will now convene an executive session as authorized by sections 551.071 through .074 and .076 of the Texas Government Code. We're now in executive session. The board will now reconvene into open session and continue to meet as a committee of the whole and meeting of the board. Regent Carrick Davis, I don't believe we've got any motions coming out of that.
No, Mr. Chairman, there's no action of any kind to be taken on any of the items posted for and discussed in executive session.
Okay. The final item of business is announcements. Are there any announcements at this time? Let me just take a moment, if I might then. This will be my final meeting with this board. And I think what began as a common interest amongst us, the well-being and the best interest of this institution, developed and kind of evolved into what I would call a common bond for me. It's been an honor to walk this journey with each and every one of you. I truly value the relationships of this board, and both collectively as well as individually. And I'll carry these relationships and these memories for me as long as I live. I just wanted another chance, and the governor gave it to me, so I didn't screw it up this time. But there's still time. You know, the new appointments haven't been made, so I'll remain a member of this board. But the next time we have a formal open meeting, there'll be new members here. But there's a sacred trust amongst us, I feel, and that's a high honor and a real tribute to you guys and gals. Thank you. Anything else? Hearing no other business to come before the board, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
The meeting of the Regents of the Texas Tech University System stands adjourned. Thank you.